Yo, what's up, Madden Elite? Bradley here coming at you all with another edition of The Wire. We've had a very eventful week. Very eventful week. So, Thursday or Wednesday and Thursday last week, we had double header fight nights. We unfortunately didn't get the Trash Talk Tuesday in. I don't think we're going to get it in this week either because we have playoffs coming up. So I'm kind of looking back over last week. We had the Wednesday and Thursday fight nights, and then Sunday we had a very cool opportunity to kind of throw out some coverage over the new Pros versus Schmoes League, which basically has a handful of pro players in it: Kyler Murray, Hollywood Brown, Cody Ford, and Trey Sherman. So those guys are in it, and there's a bunch of your average schmoes kind of going head to head with them. So we had the cool opportunity to do some coverage on that, and we'll have more opportunity as we go forward to do more stuff like that. So really, really cool stuff we got going on. I feel like I've just been going from like one project to another to another. That all that jazz on top of like Easter weekend, crazy busy weekend, and then going into next week we have playoffs coming up, and now we have a plan for the playoffs. However, like we won't be able to have like things set in stone until the playoffs are actually here, because I mean we don't know what the games are going to be yet. But the plan we have in place is as followed: Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, we are aiming to feature a wild card game. I don't have a game lined up yet, but once we have the schedule, we're going to try and get one in on that time slot. We will be running the stream over on our Twitch channel, and we will have a special guest with us on commentary for that wild card game. That special guest being Nick Menzesko, also known around the CFM sphere as Madden Bomber. So, if you're familiar with the greater CFM sphere, Nick Menzesko was able to do absolutely crazy stuff in this sphere. So, it is an honor to have him kind of hop in and do some stuff with us. So, and hopefully we can do more stuff with him in the future as well. Looking beyond that, once we hit the divisional rounds, which will probably looks like will probably be Wednesday, I will be working third shift. I begin a stretch of third shift, so I won't be able to run streams. However, we have Julian that has stepped up to the plate and will be running streams for us during the divisional round and the conference championships. So we'll be looking to run some divisional rounds and some conference championship games on Wednesday and Thursday. And if everything goes as planned, Friday will probably be the Super Bowl, and we have Snipes lined up to run the Super Bowl for us over on his channel, Snipes Television. If you're not following Snipes, go follow Snipes, because Snipes is the man, and that's just what's up with that. So faux show. We had a busy week last week. We got another busy week coming up this week. So lots of really cool stuff. And I want to take a moment, like we are a media driven league, a content driven league. I want to take a moment to kind of just shout out a few guys. We've had through our entire like short lifespan that we have had tons of people involved in our media, and like we are incredibly blessed. Everyone who is involved, thank you so much. Everybody knows the guys like Freight, everybody knows the guys like Julian. They are our workhorses, but I mean there's a lot of other guys involved in this, like Gumbo and Cobra. They kind of get lost in this and they don't get a lot of love, but them guys are absolutely workhorses when it comes to commentary. There are so many people involved. Beeman and the charisma he brings to the things he's been a part of. Really, guys like that really bring so much. And we've added like new guys into the fold that are all about that stuff, like DBO, Debo. Super excited to have him more involved in things as we go forward. But I want to take a moment to shout out two people in particular. One, Slow Ride. Slow Ride has learned how to operate the screen recordings on the iPhone. Now, if you don't know this, if you have an iPhone, you can activate a screen recorder and you can just like record anything you want on your phone, and it's super easy. Slowride has learned this. It is super easy to clip highlights from Madden games. through the iPhone screen recorder, and he has done this. So, Slow Ride, thank you so much for the content you have created for the league. You, my friend, are a champion. And also, another shout out. If you've kind of noticed, we have upped our game on the GFX side, and all credit for that goes to the Matty Lowe, in my opinion, the absolute best Madden graphics designer in the whole CFM sphere. Absolute beast. He's threw together a couple pieces for us, and he's working on some other stuff as well, from what I understand. One piece in particular he threw together is this piece right next to my beautiful face. This piece thrown together by Matty Lowe. It captures a record-breaking season from the rookie running back of the Houston, Texas, Dominique Ingram. He has absolutely killed this season. Ingram has broken the record for most rushing yards in a season. Also, the league also has to kind of like step up to the plate and invoke some penalties on Dominique Ingram. He's been rocking the number one jersey. Per league rules, I believe that is an unrealistic jersey number, and the league is invoking jersey number 25 on Dominique Ingram. Any game that Dominique Ingram does not don jersey number 25, he'll be facing a $10,000 fine every game. So he has done this. He has achieved this major accomplishment by breaking. This rookie running back has achieved this major accomplishment by being the number one rusher in the league and setting rushing records. But you need to have realistic jersey numbers, man. Come on. But this kind of raises a question, right? Looking at this, like, for real, like, this is an absolutely incredible accomplishment. I don't want to take anything away from it. Derrick Henry gets praised for being, like, the absolute beast, like, best running back in the world, right? Last I looked, Ingram had 400 more yards than Derrick Henry. Absolutely insane. But, like, my question is, what does this accomplishment mean? Like, the Texans are sitting at worst in their division. There are probably people in the league that have not heard this guy's name. Like, he's broken this record, but there are people in this league who have probably never heard this guy's name and don't even know this guy exists. Why? Because the Texans are worst in their division. They are sitting at 4-12. What overall value does this accomplishment bring if it's not translating to wins? This is an amazing accomplishment. Don't take it away. But you need more than just this. You need them W's. And, like, I don't know. This is an amazing accomplishment. I want to see more, though, right? And also, kind of in Texans' defense, he was navigating a horrendous roster situation this season. So once he has time to build, maybe we'll see an improvement. But at the same time, like, can that really be an excuse, like, his bad roster situation? Because, I mean, you could kind of say he created it himself. The shenanigans done with Deshaun Watson. You could say he created the situation himself. And I believe, like, speaking of the Deshaun Watson situation, I believe the quarterback for the Texans is under a 70 overall. Like, you trade away Deshaun Watson, and, like, that's what you have in place. What if Texans had Deshaun Watson this season? Would it translate to more than just 4-12? In the division he's in, like, it doesn't get a lot of love for being a super tough division, right? I think the people in this division might blow a little bit too much smoke for themselves. Maybe. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this division, right? Actually, you know what? I think I might take it back. I don't know. I'm unsold. I'm not sold. So in the AFC South, we have the Titans. I think a lot of people are really high on Doc. I'm really high on Doc, but I don't know if Doc is like upper echelon, right? I don't know. He could be, but I don't know if he is. And then we got BGZ and his Jags. Meh. We got Freight and his Colts. I want to say meh. But I don't know if I can say meh. I don't know. Freight is kind of a wild card to me. But, like, I say that, but in the same breath, he's sitting at 6-10. Meh. And then we have Texans at 4-12. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm really interested to see what Doc is going to do this year in playoffs, right? But we got Daddy Leagues up here. So let's take a look at the major hitters from Daddy Leagues. Mitch Malone. We'll talk about Mitch Malone in a second. But Shaquille Barrett is the defensive player of the week from the previous week. He had 7 tackles, 3 sacks, 0 interceptions, 0 forced fumbles. Shaquille Barrett came in big. Those 3 sacks, monster. And also, speaking of Shaquille Barrett coming in big, the Bucks, the new Bucks owner, gaming powerhouse, managed to get his first W of the year. He's also only been in the league a few weeks, so it was nice to see him get that win. I know he came in and kind of overtook a frustrating Buccaneer situation. Whoever destroyed that team, man, they don't know what they're doing. But for real, like, he came into a tough situation. He stuck it out through a few tough weeks, and it's good to see him pull out this win here. Mitch Malone, though, Offensive Player of the Week. Last time we did one of these videos, one of the wires, I believe Mitch Malone was also the Offensive Player of the Week, and we praised Beeman for shifting it up and not being predictable and bringing something to the table more than just airing the ball out deep. And now we see him here again getting it done on the ground. This is what we need to see. When Beeman goes into those playoffs, if Beeman is going to get it done in the playoffs, he has to do so in a way where he's not predictable, and he needs this extra head in his offensive attack. So I like seeing this. And speaking of Beeman, the game of the week, Beeman versus Zell. Beeman goes over 28-24. Benjamin Begelman gets it done 28-24. And I think the real story here isn't so much Beeman getting it done, because I think that's the expectation. I think the real story here is, who is Zell? Season 1, I got a lot of heat from Zell for being like, okay, yeah, Zell, you got this good record, but who have you beat? Who have you beat, Zell? The biggest opponent on Zell's schedule is Beeman. He plays Beeman twice a year. Let's look at this schedule, right? The season opener, you see it right there. He gets crushed by Beeman 20-42. And then week 2 goes over on South. I don't know if South actually played that game or if it was a sim, because South doesn't play his games anymore. I don't know. And kind of scrolling through this, let's look for big games, like big game matchups, right? Here in week 6, he played Bread, gets beat 35-28. Scrolling down, let's see. Where is another big game? Okay, Jew is a playoff caliber team. He beats Jew 27-21. I would say Jew is a lower tier playoff team, and Zell barely edges by here. Scrolling down. Dun, dun, dun. I'm not seeing any games from Zell that really impress me. Alex. Here, Alex was in the Super Bowl last year. How did Zell do when he goes up against Alex? 31-35, he loses. He barely loses, but he loses. And then week 17, last game of the year, he gets beat again by Beeman. So when we go through Zell's schedule here, this is the first time I've done this, right? When we go through Zell's schedule here, this is all kind of on the cups. When I went through Zell's schedule here, I stopped at every game that I felt like was a big game. And he got beat in them all with the exception of Jew, which I would consider to be a lower tier playoff team. Zell gets frustrated with me, like, calling him out, but, like, I'm just trying to call it how I see it, man. Like, it's not personal. Like, I like Zell. I wish I could go in here and be like, Zell killed Beeman. Zell killed Alex. Zell killed Bread. But, like, that's not what we're seeing. We're seeing Zell get bullied by the elite of the elite. So, I don't know. It is what it is. I want to see more from Zell. I want to see Zell go into the playoffs. I want to see Zell make a run in the playoffs. And I would love to see Zell in the Super Bowl. I don't know if he's got it, though. I want to see it. I don't know if he's got it in him. I want to see it, though. I want to see it. Zell, show it to me. And on that note, we're going to wrap this up. Until next time, peace.